worry, guys. Do not worry. The economy is doing great. I mean, if you listen to the media, Nissan just announced, guys. Nissan just announced 9,000 layoffs. Now, make that make sense to me. If everything is going great, like everyone says it is, if we're having a soft landing, a soft landing, then why would Nissan announce 9,000 layoffs?
That is, in fact, the definition of a soft landing.
That is a huge number. But we're going to talk about it, guys. We're going to talk about what's happening with Nissan, why is this happening, and how this is going to affect you. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, check out my newsletter, guys. Listen, it will give you tremendous value, and it's free. How can you beat free? And also, too, if you need any type of financing, commercial or investment property financing, I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and I can assist you with that. The information is in the pinned comment and the description, guys. Listen, Nissan announced that they were going to lay off 9,000 people. You read here, Nissan announces 9,000 layoffs across Tennessee, U.S. amid efforts to cover severe losses. Now, if you haven't been following what's been going on in the economy, you've been living underneath a rock, or maybe you're just a loyalist. And you believe that all these companies are loyal to you and that they will never, ever, ever, ever fire you. And you think this is just a small bump in the road when it comes to the economy, where the economy is going. You're listening to individuals tell you, hey, guess what? By the end of Christmas, this is just a seasonal thing. Guess what? The beginning of 2025, everybody's gonna have a job back again. Don't worry, nothing is gonna happen. Do not get alarmed. I'm sorry for you to understand this, but everybody, that includes the companies, the corporations, everybody's going through a transition as the economy goes down in a downward direction.
Don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit.
This is what I've been explaining and saying over and over and over again. I understand individuals want to buy a house, and the Fed just knocked down the rate again, 0.25. But for some odd reason, interest rates are continuing to go up. Now, you would ask yourself, Orlando, why is that? Why is it that the Fed is dropping interest rates, but the interest rate is continuing to go up? That's because the market understands that we're not going in a good direction. This is not a scenario where this is just some temporary thing that's happening right now. I say this all the time. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Nissan Motors will cut 9,000 jobs and 20% of its global manufacturing capacity. The automaker said on Thursday as it scrambles to reduce costs by $2.6 billion in the current fiscal year amid a sales slump in China and the US. Now, what could be going on in China in the US? Are they having a downward economy?
No.
Is the economy going in a downward direction? And if you said, yes, ding, 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 you're right. See, a lot of times the writing is already on the wall, guys. You just have to read it. It's right there. We have been talking about this saying, look, it's going to get worse. And everybody, if you've been on the side, which I'm currently on, which is that people are going to continue to lose jobs and that we're going to be in a recession for a while. It's going to be hard for a while until it turns around. Once again, these are patterns. These are things that we have seen continuously happen throughout history, and this isn't anything new. That's my point, that Nissan, which has a U.S. corporation headquarters in Franklin, announced it will cut 40 billion yen from its balance sheet to stabilize losses. But the company officials did not specify whether their largest facility will be affected. See, one of the things that is very confusing to a lot of individuals is when they read articles like this, and I've gotten emails and DMs on this exact subject, on the Nissan layoffs, 9,000 layoffs. And you know what people say to me? Orlando, I mean, when I read the article, it looked like it wasn't going to be 9,000 layoffs in the US. It seems like it's going to be mostly overseas.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let's just take a look at some key words to show you that you may be the person who's about to get laid off. If that is what you're thinking, if you think that Nissan, with a headquarters in Franklin, Tennessee, that also said that it's losing sales in the US and China, the article that I'm reading from is the Tennessean. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If you think all of those arrows point to China and not the US, oh man. We've been down this road before. Didn't I just do a video on Pepsi where individuals didn't even get a notification that they were going to get fired? They literally came to the facility and chains were on the doors with the police saying, "Excuse me, sir, why are you here? You need to leave." "Oh, I work here, sir." "What did I say?" "Leave."
It's not funny.
And these individuals still come to my channel, which I appreciate. Listen, I really do appreciate it.
Like and subscribe.
And they say to me, "Orlando, it's not happening here."
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
And all I can say to those guys is, yeah, okay, if you say so. But let's hear what the director of corporate communications said about Tennessee. He says, Tennessee is important to Nissan. We just announced a new product that's going to come out there and an all new Murano that will go into production later this year. But if you really listen to what he said, did he say, I'm not going to lay off individuals in Tennessee? Did he say the 9,000 cuts are not going to happen in the US? That's what he did say. Because if he meant that, if that was something that wasn't going to happen, wouldn't he have said that? Wouldn't that be something that these corporations would be holding up signs saying, hey, listen, we will not fire you in Tennessee? Wouldn't they say that? It sounds like he's trying to prepare you to let you down. He did not say anywhere in here, I will not lay off individuals in Tennessee or the US.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have problems.
Now, I know some of you guys are like, well, Orlando, what actually happened with Nissan? Well, I mean, it's Nissan. I mean, listen, I'm not a Nissan owner, but I hear, and I see that most people say Nissans are not good. They're not good cars. And, you know, that's neither here or there, but based on the profit that they're losing, a 90% drop of income coming in, that will devastate any company. And then you have the fact that no one can afford a car. Prices of cars are going up. And if you have a product in this exact environment, meaning no one wants to spend money, everything is expensive, and if you have a bad product on top of that, nobody's gonna buy. There isn't a line. Let me just put it like this. There isn't a line to buy Nissans. There isn't a backlog of individuals trying to say, can I buy that Nissan? Can I get that new 2025? There isn't. No one is running to a dealership to buy a Nissan. And when you add on top of it, the economic situation that we're currently in right now, this is what you get. You get a company that thought that the last 2 to 3 years where people had money and more money and more money, that they were going to continue to spend money with them.
Sensational.
They just said, this year is going to be like last year and like the year before that, not putting into consideration that was during the pandemic. Things were going great because people were home. Again, I did call you guys out on this. You guys did buy cars just to impress people by keeping them in the garage. The car hasn't even been driven a lot, and it's still breaking down. That's a bad product. And individuals that I've spoken to have said it's just not a good car, especially when you have companies like Toyota, and it continues on and on and on. And I'm not a car review guy. I'm just calling it like I see it though. And this is not the environment to have a bad product. It's never a good environment to have a bad product just in general. But now you're gonna pay for it. And do not let anyone, the media or anyone else tell you that these cuts won't affect you. I am starting to see the narrative shift on these 9,000 cuts saying, by the way, these cuts aren't really happening here in the US. It's actually overseas. All of it's gonna happen there. That's craziness. That's nuts if you really believe that.
Stop it. Get some help.
If you believe that your headquarters is in Tennessee and you're not gonna have any cuts there, of 9,000, they're all gonna be overseas when the losses happen in the US and in China, That's crazy. This is the reason why individuals are like, what are these guys talking about? That doesn't even make sense.
Man, I'm dead.
Individuals are getting smarter and smarter and saying, that doesn't make sense. The math ain't mathing. How is it that all the cuts are happening there, but losses are happening here? Doesn't make sense. So guys, listen, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. These car manufacturers, these companies, Google, Amazon, tech companies, it's all going to get worse before it gets better. Individuals are gonna lose jobs. This is the reason why I make these videos, so that individuals can read in between the lines and understand exactly what's happening in the economy. But anyway, guys, hopefully you got value out of this content. We all know you won't get all of your information from this one video. You need to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get you into your first rental property. And guys, listen, the information I give you out of it will be gold. See you in the next one. Thanks.